Hey everyone, welcome back to NeuroSpicy Budgeting. This is Becca, and we're going to be closing out our first paycheck of November. All right, so let's go ahead and I think I'm going to leave that right here there for now. Flip over to November in my Budget by Paycheck workbook, and let's see, I'm going to update my calendar with the stuff that I know has come out. So this, I have flip-flopped. I have $7 at the beginning of the month and $48 at the end. I don't know why they're billing like that, but they are, so I need to update that. And then I did see that my subscribe and save for the cat food came out, and my subscribe and save for the litter came out. So yes, we are updated. All right. I'm going to now put my pen down so I don't have ink marks everywhere. And flip on over here. All right, so we're going to be closing this out. I have to write sideways, you guys. So I'm sorry. That's a little funky. I do know that. Let me adjust myself. Okay, hopefully that isn't too annoying. I have the sticker page here. Let me pull that over to the side. All right, so for actuals, we did indeed get $18.56 from my husband's W-2. Between savings and unemployment, we have $3,700 that I am contributing. So that is $5,556. I'm going to bring this over here just so I have it at the ready. Okay, so here's where I was saying on the calendar that I am a little backwards. So instead of $48 for H2O delivery at the beginning of the month, it is $7 and some change. So I'm just going to round up to make it whole. I feel like I said that really weird. A round number. I have a little scratch in my throat. I think my... Kids, man, my son is sick again, and I feel like I'm getting a sore throat even though I've been dosing on vitamins and trying to do all the right things. It is the season. Okay, so this $8 is at the beginning of the month, and then the $48 is at the end of the month. So I'm going to switch these around. So we had $8 here as actual. The cat litter was on sale, so it's $36. Our cat food litter $20 as expected, and garbage $72. Okay, so that is it for the fixed expenses. I'm going to add those up. So we have 4,331 minus 5,556. A good amount of repeating numbers. And then we have 1,225. All right, so we're going to carry down that 1,225 for our variable expenses. I'll put this to the side for a second. And now for gas, we've had a lot of school holidays and I haven't been driving as much, so gas was a little low this pay period. My actual was $161. So I'm going to carry that over. What is that? 210 minus 161. Here's my thinking. That $49 I'm going to carry over to my gas for this second stretch of paycheck. It's like bleeds over into the next month. So it's like weird to say the rest of the month. So for the second paycheck, I'm going to carry over that $49 into the budget. Groceries, same thing. We were under just a little, $371. I know we will probably go over because we need a restock real bad, and I was waiting till payday to do it. So we have 400 minus 371 should be like $29. So we'll carry that over into groceries as well to have that little buffer. And then for snooze, $38. I'm probably going to carry that extra over into groceries because, like I said, we're just low on food. So I know we're going to have to do a restock. So all of my leftover, I think I'm just going to roll it over into buffers for these categories in my budget for the next 2 weeks. And then hubby lunch was $60. So again, I'm just going to put that buffer into groceries, that extra $40. Okay, so let's add this up. I feel like I kind of yo-yo like this, where my budget gets a little loosey-goosey, not too crazy, and then all of a sudden I'll like rein it in and we'll have leftover. I think it's always going to be a little bit fluid. My ADHD is like, I want something consistent, predictable, but then I know I'm not going to be able to be consistent and predictable all the time. I love routine and consistency, but my brain doesn't allow for that. What the hell is wrong? Ugh, it's so annoying. Okay, so we have 161. Let's add this up. Plus 371. 8 plus 60 equals 630. So 630 minus 7. Well, second, no. I can't do that. 790 minus 630. I guess I can. You guys, it's like later in the afternoon here, almost evening, that I'm doing this, and my brain is starting to shut down. It wants to go to like, you know what I really want to watch right now is just some guilty pleasure TV. All right, so we have 1225 minus 630 equals 595. Okay. So instead of 394, we have 595. And my sinking funds on my other page, just so you guys can see this, I did go ahead and take out that 197. My priority and goal was to keep going and give ourselves grace for this pay period. And I did take out this 197. This is going to be weird. 197, because I'm writing really strange on those. Okay, 197. And then I am rolling over more than that, but this 197 is going to get rolled over. So we have 394, I believe. Let me just make sure. 197 times 2. Yep. So 394. And then all of this kind of leftover, I'm going to put into groceries to have a little bit of food buffer. And I may even, if I have enough, I may even do like a bulk buy of rice. I go to, what is it? It used to be a different name around. It used to be Cash and Carry where I am, but now it's like Chef USA or something. And I get a huge bag. We really like jasmine rice, and it has lasted us for like 2 years. I want to have another one of those on hand just because of the state of the world. I just like having it, and we eat it. We're almost through the one that we have had forever. So we are going to get another one. So I do want to do some pantry prep with this buffer too that we have, because I don't know if we'll have it regularly, that buffer. Okay, so what am I doing? I'm taking 595 minus 394. So I'm giving myself that 201 buffer for groceries and pantry prep items that we will eat. So there we go. That budget is closed. I have a plan for this leftover. I have this rollover. So let's go ahead and come over here and do our next paycheck budget. All right. Oop, cat hair. I get the surprise. Okay. So for my husband's W-2, again, we are going to expect $1,856. For our rollover, we have $398, which is that money from over here. We have the 197 plus the 201 is how I got that 398. And then from, I'm just going to call this extra savings, I'm going to add, let's do 600. All right, so let's go ahead and do 1856 plus 398 plus 600, 2854. 2854. Okay, we're gonna put that to the side till we need it again. I have a root beer over here that is delicious. That is like one of my guilty pleasure sodas that I sometimes will get, and I was feeling root beer, so I did get it the last time we got groceries. I've been nursing them to make them last. Okay, let's see here. We are going to put our car payment here. That is going to be $478. I don't put the dates here since I have them on my calendar already, and it's just my preference to not flip back and forth. Right now, we have car home insurance, $380. The end of the month, for those that may be new, are bill heavy for us, like big bills, utilities. So here is our last utility bill was, it's in my old workbook because I start October in the workbook. So our last utility bill was like 115, 117. I can't remember which one is correct. However, it has been cold. Our house was built in the 60s. It has really great thick walls, but it is definitely not energy efficient. And in the winter, our bill goes up. So it's been cold. We've been running our heat, which are heaters. This house has a radiant heating in the ceiling that we don't use. So I'm thinking I might for this month. In the winter, it's usually around like $2 to $250, depending on heat. We also have heaters outside for our outdoor cats that run basically all day. So we go up with our usage, and I think I'm going to start this cycle with our winter estimates. So we'll see what that is. Garbage. 72. Actually, shoot, you guys, garbage isn't due until the 30th, and I put that on the first paycheck. Okay, don't hate me for crossing this out. I don't have highlighter. I don't have whiteout, so I'm just gonna cross that out. And sorry for those that bothers. Phones. We're gonna look at switching that, but I want to see, I know with some of the plans that are lower in cost, seemed like you had to pay a lump sum upfront and then your 15 to 35, we'll say, per month. So I want to make sure that what we're getting is indeed cheaper in the long run and what cost we would have to put out upfront to switch over. So I need to do more research on that. Until then, I did get our phone down to 112. We have 3 lines there for unlimited internet. They were charging me for a landline that I never had. So when I called last month, they gave me a credit for all the months that I had been paying for a landline that I don't have. So that was $60, but it's back up to $86 is what I'm expecting for this cycle. Then we have our streaming. I talked to my husband and I was like, let's get extreme. Let's cut streaming. Let's save the money. And he was like, streaming, like when we want to watch our shows, we want to watch our shows. And it brings us a little bit of joy and comfort. And we're going into rainy, cold, snowy indoor season. So he was like, I'm okay with keeping them. And so we're going to keep them for now. But we did have that conversation. to see if we should, like, which one should we choose. We use YouTube Premium a lot. We also like watch these other ones, so we're keeping them for now. Okay, so let's go ahead and add, oops, actually I need to add, I was just talking about our water, so I need to add in that one for 48. All right. My cat's trying to get into her bag of food, even though she has a full food bowl and did just get treats. She is such a treat beast. All right. No, thank you. How may I help you? All right, we have 1403. And we will do 2854 minus 1403. 1451. Okay. Now we will come down to, yep, I want to make sure I get them all right. Gas, groceries. I'm going to move that up a little bit. Gas, groceries, snooze, and hubby lunch. All right, so I'm going to carry down my 1451. And here we go, where I have that extra 398. Okay, so for gas, let's do 200. For groceries, I would normally do 400. Let's take that. I'm getting like off script now, so I'm trying to think about how I want to do this. All right, so here's what I'm thinking about. I have our 400 typically for our regular groceries. I have that leftover buffer to apply here to do some pantry prep and additional food. So I'm thinking maybe 150. So doing 550. Let's see. 851 minus 550. Oop, what am I doing to myself? 1451 minus, 550 equals minus 200 equals, oh my God, don't listen to me as I talk. Maybe I should just like do this and then voice over stuff sometimes, I feel like. Okay, so Snooze, since he has been consistently only spending about $40, I'm going to put this down to 50 and see what happens. Minus 50. And then hubby lunch, I always do 100 just to give him some room there. So we have a leftover of 551. Let me go through that one more time to make sure that is correct. Yes. Okay. So we have leftover of 551 and then a total of 550 plus 200 plus 50. Whoopsies. You guys, 200 plus 550 plus 50 plus 100, 900. All right. And then I'm going to bring this 551 in leftover up here. Now, here is where I need to spend some more time thinking. I don't even know what to do with myself because I have not had that much leftover to put into sinking funds or other uses in a while. So let's see. I think I'm going to put that just in sinking funds. I don't think I'm going to roll over, have a buffer, because I already have a buffer here in groceries. I'm going to do that. I'm putting that straight into sinking funds because I haven't been able to do that in a while, and that could go a long way and be good to put to use and save that money. Okay. 551 and leftover 0. I think that looks good. as of right now, being unemployed, I don't go straight to the bank and take this out. I sit on this for probably 2 days to make sure that like there's a ton of activity at the beginning of the month, and then there's a ton of activity in the next, I'd say like 3 days in payday because of how we set up our bills to be paid. So I want to make sure that that truly looks comfortable as I see stuff come out and make sure I didn't miss anything. And then I'll go to the bank to take that cash and put it into my envelopes. But I think this looks good and we'll call it good. I will come in, like I said, maybe in 2 days and take a look at this and make any adjustments to that I need. And then I'll come in here and do my cash envelope breakdown. All right, you guys, thank you for watching another video and hanging out with me. Your support means the world, and I will see you for an envelope breakdown and cash stuffing in a couple of days. Bye.